So these first two problems are just review of what we did yesterday in combining like terms. So the very first thing, of course, that we do is we cross the line and change the sign. Cross the line and change the sign. Then we're going to indicate which ones are like terms. So I'm going to circle one pair. These are like terms. And these are like terms. And I'm going to combine them. What is 3 plus negative 2? Right, 1x. Now you might just write x. Either way is fine. Okay, and then I have a negative 6 and a positive 5. Those are also like terms. So negative 6 plus 5, that's minus 1. Okay, let's look at the next one. And if you want to, pause the screen and you can do it on your own paper and do it along with it. Actually, you don't have your own paper, so just pause your screen, write down the problem is what we're going to do. Okay, so here we go. We're going to first do what? That's right, cross the line and change the sign. Cross the line, change the sign. Now we're going to indicate which ones are like terms. So I'm going to go with 3x. Do I have a like term with 3x? I don't. Okay, there is no like term with 3x, so I just write that one down. Okay, now I go to negative 5y. Do I have a like term with that one? Yeah, right here. Negative 8. So a negative 5 and a negative 8 would give me negative 13y. Now notice when I wrote it down, I put a minus because I know in Schoology they don't write it with a plus negative. Both are fine with me, but we want to go with what the answers are going to look like. Now I have a 2z and a 7z. Combine those, and I get 9z. So now what we're going to do with the rest of the problems is we're going to combine the last 2 days. We're going to combine like terms, and we're going to do distributive property. So looking at number 4, okay, write it down on your paper. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to distribute. So we're going to take 3 times x and 3 times negative 6. So I bring that 4x down. Just rewrite that one. So I have 4x plus, what is 3 times x? 3x. Minus, what is 3 times 6? 18. Okay? Now we go to what we were doing yesterday. I see subtraction, so I'm going to cross the line and change the sign. Now I'm going to indicate any like terms. 4x, 3x. I combine those and I get 7x. And plus a negative, we can rewrite as minus 18, because that is the same thing. Good. Looking at number 4. Now look at number 4. We have a subtraction. It's really important that we do this. So we're going to cross the line and change the sign. Then the next thing we need to do is we need to distribute the negative 5 to both of these. Okay, so here we go. The 3 just comes down. Plus, what's negative 5 times 2x? Negative 10x. And what is negative 5 times 1? Negative 5. Okay, now we're going to indicate our like terms. So 3 and negative 5, we get a negative 2. And then that negative 10x just hangs out, so minus 10x. If you put plus and negative, it's the same thing. If I were in algebra class, I'd have you change the order of these. But for now, we're just going to leave it. We'll talk about order when you get into algebra. Okay, now look at number 5. We have a subtraction, so we have to change the sign. So cross the line, change the sign. But the problem is, what number goes right there? What is that number? Okay. Hopefully you've all said that that's a negative 1 right there. I'm going to put it in a different color so you can see it. That's a negative 1 right outside those parentheses. Let me rewrite that. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bigger. So we're going to cross the line and change the sign. We've already done that. But now what we need to remember is that there is a number. If I have something connected by multiplication, I know that there is a number there. So that's going to be a negative 1. And I think for now, that's really important you write that in. When you get into like geometry, algebra 2, pre-calc, yeah, don't. But for now, we're going to write it. So now we have 6x plus, so we're going to distribute negative 1 to x and negative 1 to 2. So I get a negative 1x plus a negative 2. Okay, so pause your screen, see what I did there. Okay, look at the original problem, 6x minus parentheses x plus 2. And what we had to do is we had to cross the line and change the sign. Whoops. Cross the line and change the sign. But the problem is there is no number right here. So we have to put it in, and it's going to be a 1. And then we distribute. Okay, now we're going to combine like terms. 6x and negative 1 is a 5x. Plus a negative 2 is minus 2. And the reason I'm rewriting it, if you would have written 5x plus negative 2, that's fine. These are the same answers. These are the same answers. But if I am in Schoology, they're probably going to write the answer like this. And if I have answers like standardized answers, they're going to write it like this. They mean the same thing. Make sure you're seeing that. Okay, look at number 6. What I'd love to have you do right now is pause your screen and do this problem. Try it on your own. Hopefully you did that. And hopefully the first thing you did is you crossed the line and changed the sign. And you remembered that if I have a negative connected by something right up next to it, so if I have a negative connected to anything, I have to remember there's a number there, and I'm going to have to distribute that. So I'm going to distribute that negative 1. So I'm going to put a 1 in right here. So I remember I'm going to take negative 1 times 3x, negative 1 times a negative 6. Oh, hello. We see another one. So cross the line, change the sign there also. Okay, so here we go. The 4x just comes down. Now I'm going to take negative 1 times 3x, so that would be plus a negative 3x, plus negative 1 times negative 6. That would be 6, because a negative times a negative is a positive. Now I get to combine like terms, and this time I actually have some to combine. Look at that. 4x and negative 3x. When I combine 4x and negative 3x, what do I get? 1x. Now I have a 2 and I have a 6. When I combine those, I get an 8. Okay, good. Let's look at number 7. Oops. Number 7. Again, if you want to take some time, pause your screen, write that down. Okay, so here we go. We have subtraction. Man, we have subtraction all over the place. So we're going to cross the line, change the sign. Cross the line, change the sign. Cross the line, change the sign. And then we're going to notice that we have a negative right out here. Okay, see that negative? This negative right here? Okay, it has no number with it. So we know that if there's no number, we're going to put in a 1. Okay, so here we go. Does the 7x have anything with it? No, so it just comes down, 7x. Negative 1 just comes down, but here we have to distribute. So plus negative 1 times 4x is negative 4x. Plus negative 1 times negative 1 is just a positive 1. Let's indicate our like terms. 7x and negative 4x, positive negative 1 and positive 1. So if I take the 7x and the negative 4, I get a 3x. Good. Because my signs are different, so I take the sign of the larger. Then if I take the negative 1 and the positive 1, what happens there? That's just 0. Ta-da! That's my answer. Okay, one more. Here we go again. Pause yours, go through, do at least the first step. If you want to, try and do the second step. And then combine like terms. Okay, you ready? Okay, so the first thing you did is you cross the line, change the sign. Cross the line, change the sign. Yes? Second thing you're going to do is you're going to have to distribute. You're going to have to distribute here. Oh, what's that number? That's a negative 1. So we're just going to bring down the 9, bring down the negative 2x. Now we're going to distribute negative 1 to 4. But don't forget, you also have to take the negative 1 times the 2x. Okay, now we're going to indicate our like terms. We have a negative 2x and a negative 2x. Oh, our signs are the same, so we add, so we get negative 4x. Then I have a 9 and a negative 4. Signs are different, so I subtract. 9 minus 4 is 5. I take the sign of the larger right over here. That's a positive, so it's a positive 5. Good. So now what you're going to do is you're going to use your packet, and you're going to do the problems on your paper first, then you're going to enter them in Schoology. Great. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you know where to find us.